Here's how you can prepare your Amazon FBA for the busiest time of the year. So Q4, which we're in now, is a great time to grow your Amazon FBA business and achieve quite crazy sales. But as an FBA seller, it is really important to have a clear plan for this period. This is because you don't want to miss out on the sales you might receive due to the fact you don't have the stock or you haven't planned properly. So in today's video, we're going to be breaking down the 4 things you need to know in order to prepare for the busiest time of the year. And if you want a quick reminder of what Amazon FBA is, I'll link it just up here, but let's get into it. So number 1, this is probably the most obvious, which is plan ahead so you don't miss out. Now during Q4 and onto the build up to Christmas, you really don't want to be missing out on the sales available because you didn't have a time to plan for this time of year. There is nothing worse than seeing an item selling which you may have previously sold, getting crazy sales, and you're not on that listing because you haven't got the stock or you haven't sent it in time. This is why it's really important to have a clear strategy with the products you're going to be selling. And it's also important to remember the key dates on the build up to the Christmas period. So there's probably 4 main dates you need to be aware of in Q4. First up is Black Friday, which is on the 25th of November. Then we have Cyber Monday, which is on the 28th of November. And realistically, that whole weekend is just crazy sales. And then we have the last minute Christmas shopping, which usually is the 1st of December. That's when people are like, oh my God, I need to get all of my Christmas presents. And then of course you have after Christmas itself, you have the Boxing Day sale. So it's often a really good time to be selling then as well. Now, ideally you want all of your stock in just before these key dates and trying to get on the buy box as well. Obviously competition is going to be very fierce, so make sure that the products you're selling are going to be competitive as well. Being honest, if you don't think you can compete on the price, it probably isn't worth sending your product in. Now to number 2, and it's to be aware of Amazon's seasonal requirement. So the first thing you need to consider is that Amazon storage fees are going to be higher during this time period. And the reason for this is because of the increased demand of sellers sending their products in, because obviously the sales are so much higher. So space in Amazon's warehouses is like gold dust, and they obviously raise their prices to reflect this. And as well as this, they obviously want to increase the diversity of the products they've got in their warehouse. And this just ensures they can cast a wider net and entice more customers with a larger number of products. It's really important to be trying to send in the correct amount of products, so not too many and not too little. Now we do know this is a tough task, but what you want to be doing is, if you have a history of selling this time of year before, you'll have a good understanding of how your stock worked in previous years. You can look at the amount of stock on the listing using the Profitl extension, and obviously look at the sales as well, and also look at the pricing graphs to see how the sales performed at the same period last year. Another thing to note is that Amazon can restrict you on the amount you can send in as well, so please do bear that in mind. If you do need to check your inventory limits, you can do that in your account health page on Amazon. Now before we get into number 3, we just wanted to let you know about an exclusive YouTube discount code which will make pop up here. It will save you either 5% on yearly plans or 20% on monthly plans, so make sure to take that down if you were looking to start your Amazon FBA journey. And now on to step number 3, be careful with your budget. So on the run up to Christmas, it can be really easy to get a little bit carried away and buy a lot of products. Obviously you want to capitalize on as many sales as you can, but what can happen, and what we've seen time and time again, is people spending too much money and their products not selling. And the issue with this is that you can cause cash flow problems ready for the new year. If you've got products held up in Amazon's warehouse and have not sold, you obviously can't buy them products again. And that also ties in obviously with our last point about the storage fees. It's really important just to be sensible. Seeing the sales just rolling into your Amazon account is such a great thing, but it is really important not to get carried away and just leave some funds in reserve so that when the new year comes, you can still be buying products. And if you do make any bad buys, which obviously can happen, it's not going to restrict your Amazon business. And now on to the 4th and final point, be proactive and look to grow. Probably before even this video has come out, it's really important to be doing as much research as you can. Not just on the products, but also on the whole logistics side as well. So how you're going to manage everything. You obviously need to make sure that you can handle the amount of products you're going to be sending in, and you can handle all the issues which may come from that. And then of course, product research and what is actually selling that time of year. The more research you can do, the better. Gaining an understanding of what is popular at this time of year can really give you an edge over your competition. And we'd recommend to set out some time each week or even every single day where you focus purely on product of research and finding new categories and new products to sell. You need to be thinking about what is popular this time of year. So toys, always really popular on the run up to Christmas. Beauty as well, but obviously the benefit of Amazon is that almost everything sells year round. And Q4 is just a perfect time to grow your business and get a foothold into the next year. So to clarify them 4 points. 1, plan ahead so you don't miss out on the sales. 2, be aware of Amazon's seasonal requirements. Number 3, be careful with your budget. And number 4, be proactive and look to grow. So we hope you find that video helpful. If you do have any questions about Q4 or the best way to manage it, just let us know in the comments and we can get them answered. Please do like this video and even share it as well. It really does help more than you know. And if there's any other types of video you'd like us to make, just reach out to us. We always listen to the comments and the feedback we get on the YouTube videos. Thank you so much for watching. Make sure to follow us on all of our socials. We've got TikTok, we've got Instagram, we've got YouTube, we've got Facebook. And if you were interested in joining Profitl, we obviously mentioned the discount code earlier. You'll find all of the links in the description, but we will see you in the next one.